try again.
What's happening, y'all? Hey, it's so good to have you back. It is Tuesday. Today is May the 11th, 2021, and this is Storytime with Joy, and I'm so happy to be here with you all. Did y'all know this is my birth month? Yeah, man. Coming up on it's not a small number. Yeah. But but I am absolutely 100% glad to be in the land of the living, and I'm glad to be spending and sharing some of this time that I'm spending in the land of the living with you all on Tuesdays and Thursday nights here at Storytime with Julian. If you look over my shoulder next to that gold hand, you probably see a little bit of a gold crown. That is the crown of my little notorious big Funko Pop. That was a gift sent to me by Kitty Foxy, one of the regulars and the viewers here, and I just want to say thank you so much for that. That was an early birthday present that I got from her. For y'all that don't know, I love Funko Pops. I collect Funko Pops, and I really, right now, I'm collecting like all the Spider-Manses that I can find, and all the black people. I don't even care if I don't know what they did. A couple weeks back, at Target, like about a month back, I scored an Ava DuVernay Funko Pop, which was dope. That made me like super duper happy. And Spike Lee's supposed to have one coming out soon in a purple suit, so I'm definitely gonna cop that. But anyway, I wanted to say shout out to Kitty for my biggie. My biggie from Kitty. Anyway, y'all, it's good to see you. Let's see who we got in the building so far. And listen, if you haven't yet, one, make sure you tag a friend. Tag a friend. If you're watching on Facebook, definitely tag a friend, because you on Facebook. It is the social, they make it easy to share. If you're on YouTube like you're supposed to be, I understand you might have to go onto Facebook and tell a friend, hey, come find me on YouTube. But you should absolutely encourage them to do that. And why should you encourage them to do this? Because viewing it on YouTube and subscribing to the channel and commenting gives you the unique opportunity to be entered into the drawing for the Storytime with Julian lit bag. Now, the first lit bag is going to be a grab bag sort of situation. These are books that I've purchased and curated that some of them are STWJ faves. Some of them are actually just, hold on a second. Okay. Well, my computer just behind me went out for reasons unknown. It just decided it didn't have a signal, which I'm guessing means that it shut off. Which means my lucky streak is over, but that's okay. We're not going to stress it. We're going to keep forward, focusing ahead. Got a hell of a load. Anyway, y'all, these are stories. These are books that have been curated by me. Some of them are Storytime with Julian faves. That means these are books that we've read from. We might have even exhausted them, read like almost everything in them. These are all brand new copies, not our bookshelf copies. These are brand new copies. These are your copies. You're going to be the first person to crack the spine on it, unless it's an autographed copy, because a couple of the books in there are autographed. And that means that the author cracked the spine so that they could write and inscribe to it. So there is that. But listen, y'all, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and take a look and see who we got here. I see that Melon Monroe is here acting in the position of admin, letting everybody know that they should hit the like button. Yes, please do hit the like button on the live. If people like it, then other people will be like, ooh, some people like this. Let me see what it is. That actually helps a lot. Hold on. Let's see what's going on. Let's see who we got. I see that we've got Erica Goodman. I see Angel Monique is here. Nick Ebony Butterfly. I'm going to make sure I get all the words in there. I know we've got Latricia Ransom here in her alter ego as Olivin Boo. Kitty Foxy is here. Yay. She said, yay. I'm glad you like it. I do like it. And oh, so wait. So now Latricia says, how are we supposed to know what you got already? Listen, let me tell you a secret about what I have already. So because these are collectibles, sometimes you don't get to take them out of the box. But if I get another one, then I do get to take it out of the box. So I really don't even get mad about that. Like, I'm really, really excited. Sometimes it'll just be dope. Like in the case of Biggie over my shoulder. Sometimes it's just dope. It's got to come out. It's got to, because you got, like when I got Prince. Yes, Prince is coming out the box. Of course he is. Prince is an out the box man. Anyway, let's see who else we got here. I see Tanya Horton's here. What's happening, Tanya? Judy Lee is here. She says she was blissing out to the music. That makes me happy. That music is by Arbatu, which is the alter ego of one of Angel's sons. That is hold on a second. That is Armand's alter ego. I know it sounds like a Japanese anime character, which I think it should be. I don't know why it's not, but that's his music, and it is super duper dope. But here we go. Let's get into tonight's story, because I'm really excited. So I told y'all, for those of you who were on the pre-read, that we were going to be coming back out of this one. This is Dark Matter Reading the Bones. Now, this is one of the books that we pulled yesterday at random. Literally, I had a stack of books. I pulled one from the middle and I said, whatever falls to the floor, that's going to be what we read from. And we ended up getting Black from the Future and Dark Matter. And so we read a little bit from each. So tonight I was just really kind of geeked about, it just felt right. And as I explained for those of you all who were present in the pre-read, for the next few weeks, as we move toward episode 100, I'm playing it real loose and cool. Yes, we have grown and we've evolved, and we do like screen caps, and we have, summaries and closing credits and all that kind of stuff. And that's all well and good. But right now, that's a little bit too taxing for me. But I don't want to stop this show. I don't. We're going to have to go on break after the 100th episode because there are big changes in store. But up through then, I just want to keep doing it unless there's an emergency or something happens. I just want to keep the episodes going. And if that means that it has to be a little bit fast and loose, then I'm just hoping that y'all rock with me during the fast and loose period. And then, as we get a little bit more buttoned up and, suit and tie shit, we'll do that too. But I enjoy this kind of like loose, chill vibe. It was so dope last week, and I'm hoping that this week is a repeat of that. Listen, y'all, because of what I saw when I was kind of moving through, there's two people that I don't see here. Somebody tag L Jack and somebody tag Kamisha if they're not here. If they are here, then cool. But if they're not, somebody go over on Facebook and tag them. And they might be somewhere together on Facebook, but tag them and let them know that we're doing this, because I think I have a feeling that they will enjoy these stories. I was also looking for and didn't see, but I was also looking for Ben Yell. Usually Benny is up in here, and I also have not seen. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me scroll before I get started, because I care. I like when I see y'all. Like, it makes me happy to know who's here. I don't see Homie Lou. Now, Homie Lou probably somewhere in there just chefing, just cooking everything till it's, hey, Kamisha's here. What's happening? Okay, now I don't see L Jack, but Angel says they're here. So that's what's up. So I am glad I know at least some of the people that I'm looking for here. And if Homie Lou ain't someplace chefing, hopefully she's here too. Tonight's story, hold on a second, because this part I did go ahead and do. I got a little grown up in me. There we go. Tonight's story is Voodoo Vincent and the AstroStoriograms by Tyehimba Jess. I've never read a work by Tyehimba Jess. I'm excited to read what Tyehimba Jess has put forward today. I am not using pronouns because I don't know who Tyehimba Jess is. I don't know how Tyehimba Jess identifies. But from what little bit I saw in the skim, I'm excited about this. I feel like this is going to have a good vibe. So if y'all are ready, I'm ready. If you're not ready, get ready. And we're going to dive into this story together. Voodoo Vincent and the AstroStoriograms by Tyehimba Jess. The fact of the matter is that the Bronzeville statue near the intersection of 26th and Martin Luther King Jr. Drive is not haunted. It is only waiting and cursing and hoping and praying for a place to be safe. But in order to understand how a Southside Chicago statue can feel fear and longing and loneliness and hope, you must understand the story of Voodoo Vincent. So dig. It was August, dog day deep south, dusty-throated, damn is hot August. And Voodoo Vincent, a tall straggling wisp of brown embroidered in dreadlock, pushed his cart up 53rd. This was the fourth trip of the day, back and forth on his Hyde Park circuit. He leaned into the rattle of his Walgreens shopping cart, lifting his eyes to the passerby who shifted their way down the street past his patchwork form, past those who wondered how he could still be sporting that rusty old leather jacket and tall top hat over dreads in the concrete ovened heat of Chicago. The locals knew Vince, were familiar with the funk that flew from underneath his clothes when you got close enough to talk, had woven his comings and goings into the backs of their minds. They knew that when the hawk-shrieking wind came back to the Chi after spring, he would disappear to wherever the smart homeless people would go, anywhere south, where the weather knew a little bit more compassion for shelter-seeking souls. They knew about all his little capitalist ventures, how they paid for a meal here, a flop there, an arm-long bus ticket to wherever winter took him, and were never surprised when his new money-making plan came around, like now, for instance. It was time for old Vince to make some cold cash money, and perhaps this new scam would provide a few more dollar bills in his pocket. This month, Vince was fully involved in his latest artistic endeavor, a collection what he called AstroStoriograms, selected magazine pictures cut and pasted into blends of black and white Xerox collages. Vince would plunder the university students' castaway books and magazines, searching for images from Ebony, Newsweek, and Fashion Fair pages, looking for just the right mixture of vibe and New Yorker images to paste onto paper in just the right way. Sometimes a word or two overlapping a smiling brown face, other times a liquor bottle or automobile falling atop the head of a well-coiffed sister or brother. The beauty of it was in the profit margin. After all, when he spent 5 cents on a copy and sold it for $1, that was 2,000% nickel dime quarter above cost. But today, he had an even better twist. Just the other night, sleeping in a stairwell off 51st and Ellis, it had come and hit him over the head like a bag of hammers. In his dream, he saw a red-coated bowler-wearing brown man with a silver-tipped cane sitting atop a waist-high stack of $100 bills, needling his teeth with a gold toothpick. It seemed he was situated on the corner of 79th and Stony Isle, but the strange thing was there was no traffic going through the heart of the South Side in the dream. The well-dressed Mac Daddy tipped his hat, pushed his shoulder back, spit a grin from his lips, and a squint a glint from his eye, and they commenced to talking. "See this here heap of cash, brother?" "Uh-huh. Who is you? And why ain't the police come to get you and all that money you stole? And where's the Stony Island bus at? Because I don't need to be around no knuckleheads getting arrested." "Fool, this here my money. Every cent and more, boy. This my carrying around cash." "Well, Mr. Fat Pockets, seeing as how you can't even carry around all that cash, either you a lying son of a bitch or you needs help carrying it. So if you ain't a tall tale teller, then why not hook a brother up with a little something, huh? The name is Leg Baby, and you ain't heard nothing yet. The name is Leg Baby, and you ain't earned nothing yet, boy. But you could. All you needs to do is pay attention to the signs." "Signs? What signs?" "Only signs I see say keep out, no loitering, security camera in use, no vacancies, violators will be prosecuted, no standing, no smoking, no parking, check cash mandatory, stop yielding, police blind, do not cross." "Now, boy, these signs." And with the tap of his cane, the sky was filled with pictures floating down to the pavement. Pictures of mamas and daddies and kids and cars and ice creams and guns and politicians and everything you could imagine floating down to the sidewalk. But as they fell, Vince could see that they was forming up with each other to make words in the sky like death and money and birth and cheat and love, all floating there and the pictures falling like rain. He looked back down to the ground where Leg Baby was, and there was nothing there but a voice, a raspy gnarl of a whisper that landed on his shoulder, leaned in his ear, and said, "Read the signs, boy. Read the signs." So that was how he would provide the extra sales touch to the soft touch patrons of his wares. He would make each collage different and tell them something like a fortune for each collage. Yo, if Dionne Warwick can pull off that 1-900 fortune caper, if the Chinese can stuff a piece of paper in a cookie and make some money off of that racket, then why not Vince? So this August Day found old Vince in his cart hawking the brand new and improved AstroStoriograms. Hadn't found a customer for them yet. Some had bought the silver jewelry, the tiny flasks of oil that bloomed fumes entitled Persimmon and Sage and Electric Blue and Sensuality Soup. Some had put out 5 or 10 apiece for the silver twisted into amulets or sculpture to hang from their ears. Some had purchased the pedaled pocket protectors, cartoon buttons, stuffed toys, cigarette lighters, flashlights, bus tokens, wool hats, umbrellas, plastic combs, and batteries. All had heard the thin gray rasp of his voice selling the wares of a shopping carted storefront, a nomadic nest of necessities on wobbled down wheels. Vince had pitched them every time with the flashlight batteries of the fake $10 watches, but not so far a single customer wanted their future told. So he was starting to get discouraged when, all of a sudden, he spies a happy couple, brown and browner still, young and younger still, hip to hip, arm to arm, stepping up Ellis Avenue to the movies. It was time for the romantic play. "Yo, brother man, get a AstroStoriogram to find out how you and your lady's future expands, how to make your best laid plans." "Silly nigga, please," said the young brother. But his fine chocolate sister insisted on sampling the wares. "Damn, Laquan, why you always gotta act so mean? Can't you see the brother needs a little something for the hunger pains? Look at the man. He about to stumble into the grave any minute now. What you selling, brother?" "AstroStoriograms, the key to see the future reality. Pick one, sister, and I shall tell you your fate. Be certain of choice and make no mistake." Vince held out a cardboard suitcase full of cutout pictures, and she looked over the choice of papers, leafing through them one by one till she found one that she thought would do. So what do this one mean? Voodoo Man looks at it real close, like he sees one thing straight off. He had never seen this picture before in his life. He turned it this way and that, up and down, side to side, and put it back in her hands, trying to play off his astonishment, trying to play the cool role. How in the hell had that thing got in the papers? It was a large photo of a gap-toothed smiling sister in the middle. Floating around her were various modern gods, such as new caddy, a cell phone, and 25-foot luxury yacht, and 2 bottles of Hennessy. Down in the corner of the page was a teeny tiny black man waving up at the sun. That was the gap-toothed sister's head. In another corner was a suitcase, and across the top read the letters SAYONARA, fool. Struggling for a comment, he was about to say something nice to make the deal even sweeter, because he knew that people always want to hear good about their fortune. But all of a sudden, he knew he couldn't say nothing other than what he saw. So Vince turned to the brother and said, "Brother, soon as her promotion comes through, you out the picture. Sister gonna up and pack and move real fast that your head'll be spinning for a month. But it's cool because you got the replacement lined up anyway. And she got wilder hips than this one. Sister, watch out from them earthquakes in California, eh?" Brother looks at sister and says, "So that's why you was in LA last week, visiting your cousins? Yeah, right." Sister looks at brother and says, "What woman? He talking about that chicken head LaQuisha?" And so the twisted eyebrows and hands on hips began. But I don't really need to tell you the details about the yelling and shouting and cussing going on while Vince slowly snuck away down 53rd, him and his shopping cart, looking over his shoulder every so often to see them making a spectacle out of their own futures. Well, that was the beginning of Vince's mystical journey into soothsayer territory, where the strangeness just got stranger every day. There was a little old widow who chose the storyogram that told her where her lost wedding ring was. There was the young bank teller that got told to chill with her coworker or she would be on the next layoff list. The down and out about to quit writer that got told his next book would win awards. And there was the fine as wine sister that was told not to leave her man. He was about to be right. Each and every one of them came back singing the praises of the AstroStoriogram, how they wanted more and more advice. Soon enough, seemed like everybody wanted to get told by one of Vince's mixed up ransom note styled little pictures. Let us fast forward this fable. As a natural born capitalist, Vince saw opportunity and took it. The price of AstroStoriograms went up and up and up to $5, $25, $50, and then $100 each. By the end of 2 years, Voodoo Vincent was distributing products strictly by appointment in a 3-bedroom flat off 55th and Ellis with a jacuzzi, full bar, and leather couches, and Martin Logan wall-length speakers in his Krell stereo system. No longer a denizen of the streets, our hero shopping cart had been replaced with the first down payment on a new Jag. Cut his dreads because he was thinking how he would fit in with the Wall Street cats, was planning on going all-out 3-piece suit serious with his business plans. He was like the Jeffersons, moving on up, moving on up. No end in sight, a true gambler at heart. He had gained a few clients with large stock portfolios and had advanced his enterprise to money market speculations, dabbling with securities and blue chips. All this in 2 short years. Till one day in August, on the 2nd anniversary of his business venture, the bowler-wearing brother came once again to his dreams. In Vince's dream, Leg Baby leaned ever so slightly on a lamppost on the intersection of 47th and Federal, right in the midst of the Robert Taylor projects. Vince could hear the wind whistling between the project buildings, and over Leg Baby's bowler that was brandish brash as ever, leaned low on his brown forehead, casting shadow over his eyes as he spoke. "See you eating good these days, huh, boy? Looks like you've been spreading a good word and getting heard. How about spreading some of that love back to where it come from?" "What you mean?" "I hooked you up, son. Now it's time to recapitulate, reimburse, rebuild your connection, brother. Time to ante up." "What you want?" "Conversation, compensation, and correlation, brother. We need to discuss our financial arrangements and how we is all gonna get over on this here grift." "Look, old man, I is a business man, so don't haggle with me. What's more, you is a figment of my imagination, a undigested piece of quiche. But I will grant you audience anyway, just for the entertainment value. Speak on, Mr. Fat Pockets Figment. Now you look here, you Johnny-come-lately Negro-minded Negro. You need to get you some kind of wise and some kind of humble in your eyes. You is nothing but a vehicle, a mule, or horse I ride to get the message in the tide. You dig me? I chose you because I could see the dollar signs in your eyes, the get up and go, take this gift to where it gotta go, get gone to. But don't you think for 1 minute that your talent ain't on loan from God. And what the Lord giveth, he shall taketh oh, spare me, please. You must be the bad end of a butter cookie I ate last week. Now I'ma tell you what you need to do, boy. Half your income to the homeless. What? That's right, boy. You got the cash, so get charitable fast. Find yourself a shelter with which to share that wealth. Oh, hell no. This must be some kind of nightmare I'm in. Oh, man, is you crazy? I don't owe them homeless, backwards, greedy moochers nothing. Has you forgot where your dusty homeless hide came from not more than 2 years ago? Immediately, the sky is filled with shopping carts. Vince can't move because he feels the walls of every stairwell and cement floor. Vince can't move because he feels the walls of every stairwell and cement floor he ever slept on slamming in his bones. Something far removed from the brand new waterbed in the combo. A minute later, the hollow bone pain stops, and suddenly as it started, Leg Baby talked to Vince as he would address a petulant child. Now look, so much for the special effects. Every time I see you, seems like I gotta pull out the Hollywood stunts just to get your attention. I'm tired of all this mumbo jumbo BS. Ain't you never heard of giving back to your peoples? Look, I made a few dimes and nickels off what people think they want to hear, off of what I see printed on a bunch of paper. If they want to believe it, then that's cool. Money in my pocket and mellow on their nerves. But this ain't got nothing to do with no homeless mopes. Yeah, I used to sleep on the street. Yeah, I used to not have no place to go. Yeah, I ate a few dumpster diving dinners, but I was an entrepreneur. Always was, always will be. Always had something to vend. I got mine fair and square, and now's the time to reap the benefit. Tell you what, I give a shelter a few stock options. Boy, you ain't got no options. Yeah, I do. Blue chip too. AT&T. I said you ain't got no option but to give them cash, son. Leg Baby was sweating his brow and gritting his teeth. You about to get me, you about to get me mad, boy. And I'm the last one in the world you want to see like that. At that point, Leg Baby reminded Vince of his past with a cold snap of his fingers and a blast of 80 below windshield cold enough to freeze dry a burning match. But do you think that changed our psychic brother's mind? The blast of shivers wasn't even warm enough to thaw Vince's cold and calculating heart, because he's steady thinking he'd be damned before giving up a dime of his loot to shiftless, conniving SOBs that mooched all the time. And so, while his teeth chattered, his tongue still clattered out. No way, Leg Baby. I'd sooner freeze than give up these G's. Besides, I'm gonna wake up any minute now in my satin sheeted bed, and you'll be just another bad dream memory floating in my head. At this point, Leg Baby was wondering just how the old boy got to be so damn Republican in so short amount of time, about to burn his fuse down to the powder keg of his wrath. Now, I don't know if you know how mean old Leg Baby can be, but I'm gonna tell you this. Once he gets a hold of disliking you, he may not let go for a while, and you'll be in a bad way till you get your business right. Some folks say Leg Baby lost his cool right then and there and turned Vince into nothing more than the squeak you hear on the shopping cart's wobbling wheel, warbling, please, please, help me, while you just keep on pushing along. Some say Leg Baby was just a dream, a bit of undigested Leon's barbecue that snuck up and bit Vince in the butt. Some say that the reason that you don't see Vince around here no more is because he didn't wake up that next morning. Was stone cold heart attack dead, his face all twisted up and fingers clutched around $50,000 bills. But I heard it from my best friend cousin's stepsister, who got it from Uncle Ross. He knows everything that goes down on the South Side. And they say he told it like this. Leg Baby turned on his heel, walked out of Vince's dream, and left him to wake up the next morning. Vince thought everything was cool. No dream was going to put him off of his path toward millions. His only thought on the matter was, damn, should have mixed a night train with ice cream last night. No, hold up. Damn, shouldn't have mixed night train with ice cream last night. That morning started like so many others. A glance at his appointment book after his croissant and grits. A walk down to the corner store to read the paper, cutting out 1 or 2 collages before 11 when his first customer would roll through. And today that was Pimpin' Sam, the racetrack man, who had a penchant for horses and a love of money. Now, Pimpin' Sam was from the west side of Chi, where they're down-home cordial till you cross the wrong nerve and find your face reupholstered with fisticuffs and bullets. But Sam didn't much like these Southside Negroes no way. But he heard that Vince was a sure bet for a winning horse pick. So he had driven his caddy down to Hyde Park with a few of his 6'5", 280-pound business associates, intent on scoring some insight into who was going to place and show in the first and second races the next day at Maywood. Vince was no dummy, or so he thought, and knew that this info was primo. He demanded a first-class fee for his services. Look, Pimp Daddy, I don't usually do this type of low-type kind of forecasting horses and all that. Kind of base, if you ask me. However, I will provide this small special service as a favor to you, my brother, at 2 G's per name. Now, Sam, like I said, never did like these Southside Negroes too much. Too fast-talking and high-toned for his taste. And Vince was proving himself to be the epitome of both qualities at the moment. But Sam was chill. Took a long breath, tilted back his Kangol brim, and let out a sigh as he reached in his briefcase. Pulled out $12,000, a 9mm pistol, and placed them both on the table. The Beretta's muzzle pointed toward Vince. Smiled as he said, "This money's yours, and the names are mine. But if them horses fail, you'll be doing some dying. Understand?" "No problem, boss man. These cards ain't failed me yet. You is guaranteed." Vince hands the cardboard suitcase to Sam, who shuffles through till he finds a ransom note-looking card with names like Count Him In, Strong and Fancy, Totally Batty, and Devil's Details. Sam takes his names, his gun, his briefcase, and business associates and heads out the door, pausing only for one last look over his shoulder before the door closes. "If my pockets don't get fat, best believe you'll be on your back." Vince just smiled and waved. He knew he had the world by the tail. Next appointment was at 1 when Detective Brown from the 3rd District stepped in through the door. This young stud believed he was hot on the trail of the latest crack connection in the Inglewood neighborhood and was searching for that one piece of evidence that would clinch the case and move him ever closer to promotion. He was breathless as he explained his situation to Vince. "I just need to know, Vince. I've been humping for a promotion for a while now. And I know if I crack this case and case this crack, I'll be wearing lieutenant stripes by next year. I hear you the one with the third eye, so hook me up with that knowledge, brother. Let me know where the big deal's going down." Vince sensed an earnest nature in the brother, so he got him a deal. Only $500 for a card. And lo and behold, when the brother pulled a card out from the cardboard box, it had a date showing the next day and a watch point at 12 noon. All of this placed underneath a picture of a video camera and an ad for the Strictly Business Lounge on Michigan Avenue. Officer Brown was perplexed, but left with the card and a shake of Vince's hand. Next appointment was at 3. Vince almost called it off because he figured he made enough scratch for one day, but then he remembered how the woman's voice on the phone had made his hair and other parts stand on end, and decided to hope that she looked as good as her voice. Turns out he was wrong. Sarita was twice as delicious as her caramel-covered sound, with legs as smooth as a summer sundown, making a strut that would cause a blind man to see, hips that would make a lame man jump 50 feet. She had laid out her troubles to Vince. "Please help me, Mr. Vincent. I need to know if my man is double timing me. He been acting strange, moody, and ain't been, well, tightening me up the way he used to do. I swear to God, if this keeps going on, I'ma just burst. I don't know what to do. Needless to say, Vince was steady thinking of a few things they could be doing right then and there to remedy her situation, but he decides to play the high road and simply holds up a shaking hand holding the suitcase box, asking her to dip in and get her card. For free this time. I suppose I could make an exception due to the dire circumstances of your legs, legitimate needs. She reached in and pulled out an AstroStoriogram with the most interesting photos attached. Imagine, if you will, a collage of hard-knocked ebony gangster features on one side of a card, while the other side there's the most stunning picture of RuPaul. The brother would-be sister him herself, decked out in a red clinging dress, high heels, pearls, and a do that would make Diana Ross jealous. Between the two was an equal sign made of tiny exclamation marks, and printed around the edges was an address located in the Austin neighborhood. Sister was a little perplexed, but proceeded out the door thanking Vince up and down, and Vince planning just how he'll take the thanks later on. So much for another typical day's work in a clairvoyant's life, thought Vince as he closed up shop for the day. After a run to Harold's Chicken Shack and a few drinks, he retired for the evening without even a trace of leg baby stomping through his dreamscapes. And when 2 days passed without even a whisper of a whine from leg baby, he believed he was rewarded for his persistence. Vince knew he had turned the corner now. Who cared about what a silly dream had to say about giving away half his cash? To congratulate himself on his calm nerve and good sense, he went down the street to get breakfast. But lo and behold, when he got back to his bachelor pad, the front door was busted in, and his once beautiful crib looked like a hurricane just swept through. Our hero was pissed, but that anger turned straight into fear when all of a sudden 2 rhinoceros-sized brothers rushed out from the kitchen. They had been pilfering some of that $20 a pound caviar and a $3 plate of Harold's wings that Vince had grown accustomed to, grabbed him up, tied his hands, and whisked him out to the fire escape. Not being very talkative, the burly gentleman merely punctuated their request for Vince's silence with a few well-placed blows to the ribs and skull till our protagonist was a puddle of pain perched in a perilous metal platform 20 stories above the pavement. His escorts then departed from the scene, and lo and behold, who should join our brother on the escape but Pimpin' Sam. Got cocked and eyes locked on Vince's visage. Sam threw the suitcase full of AstroStoriograms at Vince's feet with disgust and sneered. I told you not to steer me wrong. Who in the hell you trying to con? My grandma could run faster than them nags. That was a damn near dare before they could stagger across the finish line. Punk, you was lying. And not only that, but you messed with my act and told my woman my business. Why the hell you give her this? Sam's enraged, trembling hand reached in his pocket and to Vince's horror, pulled out the card our hero gave luscious sister Sarita the other day. Gangsta scowls and RuPaul sitting there just as grim and happy as he can be, except Vince could have swore he saw a wink in RuPaul's eye that wasn't there before. I can explain. Yeah, well, explain between bullets, fool. And just as Sam's finger tightened around the trigger, the cacophonous sound of street shouting came from inside the apartment. Lo and behold, the Chi-Town police were raiding the room. It was the plainclothes division, but not plainclothes enough to disguise the knuckle-dragger in-charge strut of District Commander Dirge when he walked through the door. Even Sam didn't want to bust a cap in front of the police, so he chilled and puts his Beretta back under his belt, letting out a sigh and facing the music, which at the moment was the uptight growl of the commander stepping out the escape, gun drawn. Thank God, thought Vince. The popo finally doing their job. He was about to take back all the times he'd ever surreptitiously given a police car the finger when all of a sudden he notices a funny thing. Once he was out there, a sight for Vince's sore eyes, Dirge made sure the window shade was drawn, lowered his piece and smiled at Sam, looking him up and down real sweet and slow-like. Vince could have swore he saw Dirge's hand wandering close, way close to Sam's designer jean rear and grab a handful before he turned to glare at Vince. So this is the one, huh? This is him. So how'd the idiot know where the hell this deal was going down? I don't know how this clueless punk knows about operations, but one thing he does know for sure is how to pick a loser. Every last name the punk sold me came in dead last. Sam punctuated these last two words with two kicks to Vince's legs. Dirge turned and stood over Vince. Lucky thing we were able to get that film back from Brown, or we'd be straight out of luck right now. Had to pull all kinds of strings to get the bastard a promotion to lieutenant, but this dimwit, this one has got to go down. God damn it, he knows too much. Vince tried to play the ignorant role. Sir, I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing about nothing except this here gang-banging bastard busted in my house trying to kill, and Dirge's pistol whip came so fast he doesn't see it coming. Leaves him feeling like a L train ran through his skull, and darkness placed its palm across his eyes. Upon waking, Vince felt himself being lifted face up to heaven, his suitcase full of cards resting on his chest. He could see nothing but clouds and blue sky, and almost felt peaceful. Till all of a sudden he heard the rough voice of Dirge say the word suicide, and he suddenly felt weightless, the world upside down, falling, and then the back alley pavement cement approaching at record speed. Well, this was it, he thought, till all of a sudden his free fall stopped when his nose was one terrifying foot above the concrete, and a familiar, raspy little voice comes from midair. Well. Look who done stumbled into the crossroads. Vince spun around while upside down, clutching his precious old suitcase full of cards, and there, dressed in purple tux and diamond-studded bowler, leaning on a silver and gold cane, was Leg Baby himself. Vince stuttered in surprise. Whoa, what the? I ain't dreaming. Fool, unless you got a way out of here, then just let a brother die in peace. Look, boy, I had slowed down time for just a little bit so we could have this here conversation. But if you don't want to know about the way out of here, then ain't no never mind to me. Leg Baby started to slowly dissolve into thin air like a fine mist. Suddenly, Vince had second thoughts as Leg Baby continued to fade. Please, mister. Wait a minute, mister. Wait a minute. Anything you want. Anything, you say? Anything, brother. Anything. Just don't leave me here like this. You did say anything, right? Just get me out of here, please. Just let me out of here in one piece, alive. But I thought I was just a figment of your imagination, a piece of undigested food, a bad dream. How could little old imaginary me help a real life fool like you? Look, old man, you got me where you want me. I just want to be safe from these here gangsters and this here head split and fall. Just tell me what you wants me to do. Tell me what you need. Leg Baby paused for a moment, then came up close on Vince, leaned down to look him straight into his upside down eyes. You want to be safe, huh? I get you rich. I give you the gift. I make you somebody's people come for. I make you somebody people come to for advice instead of turning their noses up when they pass you on the street. Give you the chance to get richer than the dreams of avarice. And then I ask you for one simple small time thing. And you laugh in my face. And now you just want to be safe? You did the worst thing you could possibly do, boy. You turned your back on what you once was. Yeah, you was an entrepreneur, a homeless entrepreneur. Just like all of them Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia born black, brown refugees come from up north here looking for nothing but a place to stay and a future to work on. Just like your greats come here in the hold of a ship, homeless, and you get the chance of a lifetime, and you just want to be safe. Okay, son, you gonna be safe and you gonna do something for me. Since you didn't want to stand for nothing when you was living high and mighty, you gonna stand for something right now. You gonna stand for them, nigga. You gonna stand for what they all is and for what most of them is 2 paychecks away from being out on the street in a strange land looking for opportunity any way they can. You gonna stand tall, nice and tall. Leg Baby twirled his cane in the air, and our hero felt the sky getting hard and black. The universe tipped itself over ever so slightly at his feet, and he was transported above the city in a black wind. He could feel the electric hum of Chicago in his heart, could sense iron slipping through his veins, his hands slowly turning to steel, upraised in the wind, feet finally landing back, solid, heavier than ever before on the ground, his face frozen in a northbound stare. Old Leg Baby stood by his word, all right. Vince is completely safe. And yeah, he's standing tall, all right, about 40 feet tall. If you ever go to the south side of the Shire, you'll see him there still. A bronze statue facing north standing in the middle of 26th and Martin Luther King Drive. His leather jacket has been turned to a bronze patchwork of worn-out leather soles from all the walking the refugees done from south to north to claim a new home. His iron fist still clutches that suitcase full of future. His metal face stands solemn and waiting, hailing the future like it was a freight train headed for somewhere new, or, if you like, waving hello to the uncle, a cousin, a sister, or lover he's come up north to see. And perched all around him are 16 suitcases, one for each of the AstroStoriograms from which he made his fortune, each one full of good luck, bad luck, and a huge help and a hope. Vince is standing there day and night, summer and winter, reminding us how we all looking for a home, how we is all homeless up in this cold and wind of Chi-Town or any other town if we don't make ourselves a home in us. They say if you listen close sometime when the wind is real strong, you might hear old Vince's voice coming from his brown bronze lips asking, do you want your future told? So that is the story of Voodoo Vincent and his AstroStoriograms. I'm just telling you the way I heard it from my best friend's cousin stepsister, and she got it straight from Uncle Rice. So you know it's got to be true. And thus endeth the story. Yo. If y'all didn't love this story, I don't know what's wrong with you. I loved this story so much. I don't know who Tyehimba Jess is, but I'm finna find out. I'm finna get more because I need more of that style. I need more of that style in my life. Yo, that was a good ass story. Okay. Let's go back to the comments and see what y'all saying. Man, oh my goodness, it's a lot. Ooh, this story was rife with conversation. So that usually means y'all loved it. Hold on a second. My instrument is mad dry. Give me a second. I'm not even turning the camera off. F it. Y'all know what water drinking look like. This water drinking. Okay. Yo. First of all, okay, yeah, I'm seeing the later comments now. I'm seeing this story was phenomenal, says Erica Goodman. TKMO52. Are you a droid? Are you the droid I'm looking for? Who is TKMO52? Olive Boo said that was bomb. Angela Rains loves the story. Judy Lee loves this. K and M, twas a great, twasn't it? It was so simple. Yes, it was a great story. Foxy Kitty Foxy said that was a dope story. That's what's happening. And for those of you all who love this book, because so far we've had two super dope stories come out this book. So I got a good feeling about this one. We're going to come back to this one. And now I'm super hype about the first edition of it, the hardback version, because this is the remix. So I don't know how this differs from the hardback, but I think we're going to find out like Thursday or next Tuesday for sure. But for those of you all who are into this, and let me show you the cover so that when if you go into your local bookstore, your local Black owned bookstore, hopefully you can see what it looks like and pull it right there off the shelf. But if not, you can go right there to our friends at Harriet's Bookshop, and you can find it using that link. Now, if you're following us on Facebook, you can actually click this link right there in the Book of Faces. It'll take you to it. But if you're watching us on the, okay, so Tyehimba Jess is a brother, says Marilyn Monroe. Thank you, because I forgot that I was trying not to use pronouns because I didn't know yet. And when I say like I pick these stories cold, if I don't have a pre-existing relationship with the author, I'm not going to find out who the author is until I'm done. Like I try not to bring too much into it in advance, which, you know, could be for the better or for the worse. I don't know. I haven't really decided. I may be changing that. Hey, I see Ben Yell is here in the house. What's happening, Benny? She loved it, which is cool. And Nick Ebony Butterfly said, me too. Whew, I enjoyed this one. That's what's up. And Judy Lee says that Tyehimba Jess teaches poetry, which makes a whole lot of sense because there was an awful lot of poetry in this story, which worked out. Like it was just, oh my gosh, it was so lyrical. The language and the words and the use of alliteration, which was at times like tongue twisting difficult. The alliterative devices that were employed here were just, this plucked almost all of my creative strings. Okay. Like everything that I really dig about creative writing, things that I try to employ myself in my creative writing, this has done with remarkable aplomb. This is legit one of my favorite short stories already. I'm gonna have to go back and I gotta look at my brackets. That's how dope this short story was. I literally have to look at my brackets. Because this was a super, super, super dope story. Let's go back and look at some of the other comments. I want to see what other pieces grabbed y'all's attention. And hold up, man. I hate to do this, but real quick. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 10:51 p.m.
And we still got time to chop it up a little bit. That's what's up. It's 10:51. We still have 10:55, whatever. It's not 11. So we still got a little time to chop it up. So let's see. Okay, so here's something about nope. Yeah, yes, whatever. You know what I love? I love that when Kitty Foxy calls somebody to kick it with the show, they show up, because K&M be like, oh, I got the call, I'm gonna be here, and I love it. Also, yeah, if you enjoyed the story as much as I did, please make sure you hit the like button on this. And if you're new watching us on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, because this was just super dope. I'm so glad Kamisha didn't miss this one. I had a feeling that this would be one that was to your liking, so I'm really curious what you have to say about it. So let's start getting some of these comments. Fast and Loose is a great drag name, and lo and behold, we end up with a drag character in the story. Who knew? Who would have known? And this is why I wanted you here. Yeah, Lock Dreamer, I wanted you here because I wanted to hear how they played the shy, and did it ring true for you? Did it feel right? Leg Baby sounds like Legba, and now that you say that, I get it. Come through fast recitation of signs. Okay, so Erica Goodman pointed out the fast recitation of signs. Listen. What was dope about that is because that's exactly how it was written. Hold on. I sincerely doubt you'll be able to see it, but where is it on the page? I want to find it for you. Right there. Do you see that with all the? That's exactly how it was written, with no spaces. So it was literally written. Only signs I see say keep out, no loitering, security cameras in use, no vacancy violator will be prosecuted, no standing, no smoking, no parking, credit check mandatory, stop and yield, police line, don't cross. Like that's legit how it was written. So I felt good that I got it off as well as I did, but yeah, that's how it was done. Siobhan Brown Robinson wants an AstroStoriogram, and while I didn't know that you would be on tonight, as I was reading about it, I was like, I know somebody who would want this like immediately. And you know what? I feel like your sister, She might could do a thing with that. Have her watch this episode. Maybe she got an idea. The young cat. Silly nigga, please. And why do I feel like at least one of you, if you haven't already made this a part of your what is it, jargon, this is about to become a part of your jargon. I feel like as sundress season is upon us, a number of you are going to find yourself saying, silly nigga, please. And you know what? I can't even fault you for it. Read the signs. Yes, the signs. I don't know why Angela Reigns cannot, but I'm curious to find out. Melanie Monroe says, message where? There were so many. There were so many. There were so many. Like, that's the other part of this. Like, in addition to being funny, and in addition to being spectacularly written and lyrical and poetic and having phenomenal characters, which gave me a chance to play, and I so enjoyed playing in this this sandbox of exciting creativity. In addition to that, there were messages upon messages upon messages, and it really comes down to like, I can't, man. I can't. This was I feel good. I hope nothing happened, not wood, not glass, not bald head. I hope nothing happens. I'm so digging this, like, just pick one at random and go, because so far, man, I'm listen. The cheesy grin. Yes, I gave the grin when it said about the struggling writer who was told his next book would be yes, because I am that writer. I am that writer. Voodoo Vincent came up off them AstroStoriograms. Yes, indeed. I'm glad that K&M is watching on YouTube. That's good to see. Erica says, I was sipping on my wine when I saw that cheesy grin. Needless to say, there was, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need this. Let's see. Yeah, don't tell Legba he ain't getting what he asked for. People do stay forgetting where they come from. This line, I enjoyed this line too. Turned Republicans so quick. And it's real. It's real. Folk get a little money. Folk get the idea that they could be getting a little money. Don't even have the money yet, but feel like the money might be in their future. And all of a sudden it becomes, well, we really need to think about the impact that this is going to have on the economy of job creators. Job creators. If you don't get from my best friend's cousin stepsister who got it from an uncle. Yes, because that's the truest stories. The truest stories come to us that way, do they not? Next thing you know, they'll be talking about what they used to have, and people think they're full of shit. Wait, hold up. What did I miss? Well, you know what? I can relate. Vincent. When Leg Baby said, okay, you're right, and just kind of like dipped off in the dream, I was like, it's not gonna go well for you. I could not understand how Vince even began to think that everything was all right. Like, I overcame that little perilous situation. What? You met some things you don't mess with. Some things you don't mess with. And then Judy Lee said, Benny B, this is when she said, okay, let's see what else we see here. Anyone feel all these characters are going to converge on each other? Well, look at you. Look at you predicting the future. Sir, I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. I just, that part tickled me. As I was reading it, I was like, oh, he really just gonna keep the lie going. Okay, I see here where y'all got the idea that Leg Baby was coming to the rescue, but yeah, that ain't no rescue. That was not a rescue to be had. Yeah, Angela Rain's got it. Leg baby seemed to be forcing him to take another look at himself. The story makes very plain that it's his self. Way I I I I I am very much in love with the writing on this. Um, Thank you. You know what? I'm not even going to front. I felt good about it. I felt good about it. I was performing the characters. Leg baby. I would read a leg baby character all day. I want to get into that character. I want somebody to write a show for me to be in so I could play a character like that. Like I want to work that character. I love the way that that was written. Thank you both for the compliment. I really, really do appreciate it. I love that line. I love that line. I love that line that we will remain homeless until we find a home in us. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know who here knows this. I was homeless for a very brief period in my life, growing up in my childhood, in my teen years. And if you've been homeless even for just like a little moment, it there's something indelible that it does to your spirit to not know where you belong, to feel like you belong nowhere. And it is critical and crucial. Um, Even if you've never been in that situation, it is critical and crucial to learn how to make a home within yourself. Uh, for people who do meditation, you may hear the expression, our breath, we always have our breath. And whenever you get distracted, whenever you find yourself spiraling, you come back to the breath because it is a constant. As long as you are living, as long as you're breathing, as long as you are present to the breath. Now, there's a whole lot of ancient religious tradition, Hebrew and others, like even biblically written down, as well as ancestral religions that talk about the essence and the breath, the Holy Spirit, as is talked about in Christian tradition, comes back to a word for breath. At any rate, we always have our breath with us, and you have to make your home the place where you belong, the place where you settle and rest and feel at peace. It has to be within you because there is nothing else. There's nothing else constant. You know, for Vince here, as quickly as it came, it went. I can relate to that too. Um, Home can't even be in the arms of somebody you love. As much as we like to romanticize that and have that be the truth, you have got to make a home within yourself because yourself is all you will ever always have until you don't. Find your home, the place where you settle and relax and find peace and being in your breath. Anyway, and then there was all of this stuff about how dope the story was, and it was. I loved it. I hope that y'all loved it. And now I know who Tyehimba Jess is, and I'm gonna go and find some more writings by Tyehimba Jess, the poetry teacher. And yeah, Nikki's loved how that setup of each one of those led to the finale. As we get to wait, hold up. I see Lock Dreamer is, and there was a cop here named hold up. This read like some real Chicago shit. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Um, and then there was a cop here named Burge. He was known for beating false confessions out of black super. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Um, as we draw this night to a close, first of all, for everybody who came to spend some time with me tonight, thank you so much for doing so. I have enjoyed this time immensely. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Um, I want to remind everybody, please follow and share our pages. And more important than that, more important than following the pages and sharing the links, share your experiences, yo. Like if you enjoy this, I know. Look, I get it. It's hard to make sense of it. Like people be like, so what? He just reads? He just reads stories? Like, why is that? To the best of your ability, whatever words you can put together to let somebody know what this does for you, what this means for you. I saw some people say in the pre-read and earlier in the show that Tuesdays and Thursday nights are they're the highlight of their week. And you don't know how good that makes me feel and what an honor that is to hear that from you. So if this is that for you, or if it's just a nice little diversion or a better way of spending an hour or so than watching some, something on regular television, whatever it is that you can say to somebody to let them know that this is a worthwhile experience, please share that with them. Share that love with them. Give them the links. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. All the information is there. And if you are enjoying this and this is something that you want to see keep going, you want to see us keep doing strong, then you can also support us through Cash App. Storytime Julian is our Cash App. Just $ Storytime Julian. Every little bit helps. Every single dollar that goes to Storytime with Julian goes into Storytime with Julian. It's either books that we buy that end up on the shelf or the books that we buy that we end up giving away. Sometimes we give away books that we don't even talk about on the show because people need a little bit of inspiration. And that's what we do. We are here to elevate and celebrate Black literature. And part of elevating and celebrating is distributing. Now, I have had a wonderful, wonderful time reading this. I'm going to read some more. Pretty soon, I'm going to need to bring some original work to you, some of mine, because I need some ears to bounce off some of what I've been writing lately. And I haven't decided when I'm going to do that, but I'd like to do that soon. But we've got so many good books to dive into. I do want to remind you, though, I love reading your original works. So please, if you've got something to share that you'd like to hear me read, that you'd like to have read, I'm open to it. Make that happen. Send it to us at storytimewithjulian@gmail.com. It's storytimewithjulian@gmail.com. I read those. I'll go through it. And if it's something that we can work and put on the show, I would absolutely love to do it because I love celebrating and elevating Black lit. And I love doing it with y'all beautiful Black people and beautiful people who ain't Black, but are here because you enjoy beautiful Black stories. I'm with that too. So Judy Lee says, thank you. Says, thanks for reading to us. Thank you for saying that, Judy. I appreciate it. Angela says, thank you so very much. I appreciate that too. Melanin Monroe says, thank you for sharing Tyehimba Jess with us. It was an excellent introduction and this was a really beautiful night. I feel the same way. It was absolutely, absolutely dope. Cousins coming for a visit again. Ha! You know what? You are now the third person to ask about Mo Cousins. So I guess I know what I need to put my energy on. Melanie Monroe, please drop me the inbox link for that book. Oh, speaking of, I did say that this is going to be the next giveaway. So here's what I'd like. This is it. This is what you got to do. Either on Facebook or on Twitter, make a comment about this story, tag Storytime with Julian, and I will pick somebody at random who will get mailed a copy of this book within the next 2 weeks. All right. That's my word. Because we actually, we were gifted last week specifically money to buy a book. And I didn't get a chance to go out Saturday and buy it. So now I know what it's going to be. It's going to be this one. So if you want it and you might want to get it for free, go ahead and make a comment. Make sure you tag Storytime with Julian. We will pick one at random. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it on Twitter. Not so much on Instagram because I'm not going to lie. I don't pay enough attention to Instagram, but there you go. All right, y'all. This has been one heck of a night. We're not going to do an after story for a while. Probably won't do an after story again until after the 100th episode again. I'm just kind of keeping it low key for now, but I have so enjoyed you. I have so enjoyed this time together. I have so enjoyed this story and I can't wait to see you all on Thursday. All right. So this has been Storytime with Julian. That's the end of it. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and clear that. And I'm supposed to, there we go. There we put that banner up. And that's going to be it, y'all. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels. Support us if you can with Cash App. Every bit is most appreciated. And that's it. That's all I got.